So I'm living my best life. And then somebody, I ain't gonna say no names, but I also might call him my baby daddy, decided when he got out the military after doing 20 plus years that retirement, disability, and school money wasn't enough for him. So he had to hit his baby mama for child support. And so I was like, dang, baby daddy, I'm not doing enough. Do you need more help? What do I need to help with? Do I need to help with your mortgage? Do I need to pay a bill? Do I need to take over a tuition? What do I need to do more of? And he like, I don't know. And I'm like, what the you mean you don't know? You went in there and told them people you needed help. What you need help with? And he like, I don't know. I don't need help. I'm a grown man. I don't need no help. That's what he was saying. So I'm like, dang. So what you need child support for? I'm confused. So anyways, he still takes me. They look at my finances and they was like, oh my gosh, you make a lot of money. So we want you to pay $5,000 a month for your one child.
I don't understand why she's upset when he is the one taking care of their child. The least she can do is provide financially. And I am sure she would have a different reaction if the roles were reversed.
That baby don't even got $5K of expenses. That baby can't even spend $5K in one day if we let him. He don't even know what $5K is. You want me to give it to who? That man? Or what? Oh, just because you make that much.
Pay up or be an actual present mother, but still pay child support. Because usually it's based on how much you make, so take that up with the Lord, baby girl. You don't just get that amount set by default. Not wrong. If it was the other way around, she wouldn't be complaining. Not wrong at all. Whoever has custody gets child support, mom or dad. Some women think the children belong to just them, and that they are the only parent entitled to child support. Nope. I've seen some women raise this point, but that's not how child support works. It has nothing to do with gender. The parent who has custody of the child is entitled to receive financial support from the other parent, regardless. This is what she seems to be struggling to accept.
That retirement, disability, and school money wasn't enough for him. So he had to hit his baby mama for child support.
But what does his income have to do with it? Was she expecting to make zero contribution toward her own child, despite earning a significant monthly income? Both parents are expected to contribute, and that's something she still hasn't come to terms with. It seems like the fact that he is a man is what's causing her confusion.
That baby can't even spend $5K in one day if we let him. He don't even know what $5K is. You want me to give it to who?
But isn't it essentially the normal procedure to calculate child support? Perhaps she expected the court to ask the father to provide a detailed list of the child's expenses and calculate payments based on it. But that's not how the system works. The amount is determined based on income, and that applies to anyone. Her doubts could easily be addressed with a simple Google search, or by speaking to men who have experience with paying child support.
You're trying to get a girl. The worst thing you could ever do is ask the girl, can we go get a drink? Do we look thirsty? Then after the drink don't work, do you want to go get dinner? Do I look hungry? I'm tired of sitting across the table with these ugly cutting up a steak, taking the tail off the lobster. You want a girl? Support her business. Buy a wig. Let's do something different. Let's do some support the business.
Let's start with who raised you. Because supporting your business, while that sounds good and it sounds noble, it makes it all about the money. So never mind getting to know this person, never mind who this person is, just come straight in and spend some money. And then being upset because he asked you for a drink and or asked you for dinner. Do you look like you thirsty?
Yes, you do look like you thirsty.
Do you know what he's going to expect in return?
Baby girl say, I'm tired of sitting across from these ugly watching them cut up steaks and pick the tail off the lobster. You tired of them eating? Like, eating. At this point, man, I get it why y'all give up.
Some of these dating standards right now are crazy, and a lot of it is coming from the YBs. So who gonna help the YBs? Come on, auntie. What y'all think about that?
So she said she don't look thirsty, don't look hungry, but asking for money, so I guess she looks broke. Support random women because they are known for helping us. He is trying to spend time with you to get to know you, and we all see why it doesn't work out for you. I don't know whether she forgot what's the real purpose of dating, or if it's just entitlement. It's hard to believe she genuinely thinks men should spend that kind of money on someone they don't even know yet. Apparently, if a guy wants to get to know her, he has to be willing to support her business. But seriously, why would anyone in their right mind agree to that? This is part of the problem with the current dating scene. Many people aren't being honest, and that's why we keep seeing these kinds of videos. From the clip, it's clear she's going through a rough time, and for some reason, she believes her date should step in and help. But she's not communicating it with the right energy. She's leading with entitlement instead of humility, and that's why it's not landing well. Unknowingly, she just upgraded the dating requirement, but we don't need it. Not long ago, coffee dates were labeled too basic, and now she's saying dinner also isn't good enough. So now, men are expected to spend real money and make grand gestures right from the start. She's talking about real investments, but honestly, most of us, especially those who are mature, aren't going to play along.
Being a girl is so funny sometimes because last night I told my boyfriend, hey, I just had the discovery that I think I like steak more than I like chicken. And he was like, oh, nice. If my sister or best friend told me that statement, I would be like, oh my God, why steak instead of chicken? Is there something we need to unpack? Like, what type of steak do you like? What made you have this realization? Do you want to talk about it? Like, men are just like, nice. Nice. Oh, nice. I would love to be a man for a day because it would be so funny. Like, I have to unpack every single thing that my friends or family say to me at all times, no matter what it is. Steak or chicken? Oh my God, why? Why chicken instead of steak? Why steak instead of chicken? Let's really get into it.
I'm so deep in enemy territory, but I feel I must explain the male experience. This sounds exhausting. Now, imagine telling your girl, I think I like Call of Duty more than Fortnite. I bet her response would also be, nice. Just listening to you overstimulated me. I understand him now. I have seen many other women discussing the same topic, and it seems like it's a foreign concept to them. The reality is that most men already have a lot to deal with on a daily basis, which is why we don't tend to dive deeply into random subjects. We simply get the information we need and move on. There is no time or necessity to explore it further, and sometimes the topic just is not interesting enough to spark further conversation.
A married woman got on here and said that she was getting a divorce because the marriage no longer served her. And I'm going to tell you why that statement and that mindset that she has is why she's getting a divorce. Your marriage is not always going to serve you. That is quite literally why the vows say for better or for worse, because there will indeed be worse in your relationship. Talking about how marriage no longer serves her, as if marriage is some type of aesthetic or something. You and your marriage girl era, that ain't how marriage work. Social media in general has affected relationships in so many ways. But the way society thinks a marriage is supposed to look is very detrimental to people who are actually married. And before you get married, they make you say the wedding vows. Till death do us part is in your wedding vows. She's on TikTok saying, am I supposed to stay in this marriage until I die? Those were your vows. She also said you need to prioritize your happiness over, marriage. If every time somebody was unhappy in their marriage they left, nobody would be married. Not one person would be married.
Exactly. This is what most people don't seem to understand. As she herself said, if everyone chose to leave the moment they felt unhappy in their marriage, no one would stay married, and that's the truth. Every marriage has its ups and downs, even the ones that last a lifetime. The difference is, those couples chose to work through their challenges instead of walking away. That's what so many in this generation seem unwilling to do. Put in the effort when things get hard. Instead, there's a growing mindset that discomfort or dissatisfaction means it's time to move on, rather than dig deeper, communicate, and rebuild.
How you react to that unhappiness is what makes the difference between the people who were divorced at 10 years and the people who make it 30 plus years.
In fact, the purpose of marriage is to serve the other person, not something to serve yourself. It's that damn phone. Your vows can be whatever you want them to be. There is nothing wrong with getting divorced, and more couples need to have the courage to choose that option. Exactly. People have this false expectation of marriage and that you're just supposed to be happily ever after. No, you aren't always happy with self. there's going to be down seasons. She is probably one of them ones that spent entirely too much time on the internet, and not in reality. This is one of the main issues affecting our current generation, and it's a major reason why so many marriages are falling apart. I've noticed that a lot of people don't truly understand what marriage is about. Somewhere along the way, many were led to believe that marriage is supposed to be an endless source of happiness. As a result, they're quick to leave at the first sign of conflict or even a minor disagreement. Since they lack a real understanding of what marriage entails, they assume that if things don't go exactly as expected, it's a sign to move on. From that point forward, their focus shifts not on fixing the relationship, but on preparing their exit. Unfortunately, many marriages end without any serious issues. That's why we often see videos of people expressing regret over leaving their spouse. The illusion of a perfect marriage has misled many, and when reality sets in after the separation, the challenges they face often outweigh the ones they left behind. The truth is, some people are more interested in the wedding and the celebration than in the marriage itself. In some cases, I truly believe they don't think beyond the wedding day. They have no realistic vision of what life will actually be like afterward, and it explains why it usually doesn't work.